Welcome everybody, hello. I'm actually going to go ahead and finally have time to do a replay cast, which is kind of fun. I haven't really done a replay cast in a little bit, so I'm going to enjoy this. Basically, it's going to be against two of my favorite players. I mean, there's not really any better way to go about it. Plus, I'm testing this dandy new scoreboard. Check that out. It looks so cool. I'm really happy to try it out. So we're going to have... Actually, I should probably just the players. Yeah, we have EGIdra being the red Zerg in the top, going up against WhiteRa, the blue Protoss on the right. We are playing on Metalopolis. This is a ladder game. Right now, the players are just chatting around. Yeah, WhiteRa's spelling place wrong. It's kind of funny. But yeah, he's living in Texas. He's you think he was there for the Clash, like the Texas Clash, right? Exactly what it's called. Yeah, look, the Texas tournament thing. Yeah, and him and Zafano have been living there. I think it's the Quantic House or something, which is actually a pretty cool deal. The fact that they're going around there. But let's just where is that? Ooh, Pilot's all the way down here. All right, so WhiteRa will be Forge Fast Expanding, and I've recently started doing this. Like, I'm one of those weird Protosses that just doesn't Forge Fast Expand. I've always one gate expanding except on Tal'Darim, but it seems that it really. It's kind of necessary to Forge Fast Expand. I'm starting to really see that. I'm trying to be, I was trying to be fancy, and actually, you know what? I should probably take off the. There we go. I always try to do these things. I was playing earlier. I did remember to make the graphics prettier than what I play normally, but I was playing before. But let's take a look at the building placement of WhiteRa, because Metal has a very wide open natural expansion, so a lot of annoying things can be done. It forces the wall off to be done next to the Nexus, as well as you need like a cannon here and here or so. So you can just cover this area from Lings at minimum. Roaches can do a heavy amount of aggression, though, right in this area. And that can be a very, very difficult thing to do. You need sentries out there so that if a Roach-Ling cheese does come in, the Roaches, we come in, they might be able to take down the Forge. They need a sentry to immediately force field that off, or just have more units or more cannons or something, because those Roaches and Lings will then stream up to the main and ignore all the cannon defenses over here. I've also seen the most creative drone thing ever on this map. I forget who it was. It was some Korean pro, but he stacked two drones directly on top of each other and right-clicked on the mineral patch. So they stayed mineral tricking and staying on top of each other, moved in. He went in to scout, and he separated them right here when there was no vision of the toss, and he made one drone go left and the other drone scout normally, got a proxy hatch, and he won. It was insane. It was kind of fun to see, though. So here you have WhiteRa, his... Nexus and everything is down. Notice he's doing it at a pretty low count, it seems. He did it probably maybe around 15 food or so. Pretty sure that's map specific because Metalopolis is that wide open. Also, in the chat that's watching, I would like confirmation that the sound and everything is good. That would always be nice because maybe it's different for replays and everything, but I did just turn on my computer, get this going, so confirmation all that would give me very much happiness, and I will give you hearts for doing so. So now looking around WhiteRa's plan, he's just now throwing down his first and second gases. EGIdra is going to be getting his third down fairly soon. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten a drone over there already. See, the Queen is going down, and yeah, there's a drone. That probably will be taking the third. Very quickly, around 4.5 minutes in, it's actually a really good time. EGIdra was definitely one of the first people to really do this. It was him, I forget, there were a few other guys that were really getting crazy fast starts, and people were going, oh my god. And it works out really well for them. I mean, all Zergs should really be doing this against a Forge Fast Expand, unless they're doing some kind of crazy cheese. I have seen some players do like to go stick on 2 base for a little bit and then go for incredibly fast mutas to contain the toss. But I guess a Forge Fast Expand toss gets such a strong economy off that. And let's take a look at WhiteRa skimping on the defense. This is definitely looking like he's kind of metagaming EGIdra. He's metagaming EGIdra. Because look at this, he's one cannon only. He doesn't even have a pylon back here to wall this area off or something, or even a pylon even over here and get a cannon down there to be defensive. No, he's going straight for a super fast Stargate. He's skipping out. I notice he got the Stargate even before his Warp Gate. This is a very, very interesting build. I really, really like this. I'm very curious to see what's going to be doing, especially against EGIdra, who is very familiar with the Stargate play. He's one of the most practiced players out there, mechanical to the max, to the absolute max. Just impeccable mechanics, moves around. His macro is one of the best in the entire world. He's famous for being a crazy macro player. He does do a little bit of weirdly sometimes in tournaments. People can really set him off, and I don't know his gaming history with WhiteRa. I know they've definitely played back in Brood War, so they're two players that are very familiar with each other for years and years and years, and I'm definitely wondering what EGIdra's going to be going for right now, because this Void Ray is on the way now, and it is waiting to move over. EGIdra will have forward Overlords to see this, but right now it's just going to go ahead and kill off the Zealot with no... Ooh, wow, look at EGIdra. Look at those 3 Lings with no kills on them. They're just all 3 one shot away from getting taken out, and that's a really nice thing to be able to accomplish. I mean, people always are like, oh, Zealots are good against Lings. Well, there you have good micro, and in the early game, it really goes to show that EGIdra is solid. He controls the pace of everything. We see him throwing the Roach Warren down at a really perfect time. Layers coming down as well, and here we have the Void Ray moving out. No kills on it yet. I do not think EGIdra has seen it. He doesn't have an Evo Chamber down at all, does he? No Evo Chamber. We'll probably get that down fairly soon. In fact, there it is right there. And yep, that's because of the revealing of the Void Ray. We're going to see it take down 1 Overlord there. This Queen is off creep and alone. There's no connecting creep over here, but this other Queen is moving along. This Queen is going to fall because there's no EGIdra. Huh, it's just getting kind of lucky, and WhiteRa would pull him back, keep him safe. He's basically just doing as much damage as he can without losing the shields on this Void Ray, trying to play it as safely as he possibly can. So that's a nice little move. He's going to try and snipe off the Overlord, will succeed. Takes a little bit of hull damage, but the second Void Ray is now in play. There is this Spore Crawler going down. There's a Transfuse for both those, so these Queens are not going to die. EGIdra transfuse. EGIdra. Ooh, clutch transfuses over there. Gets them both. Void Rays are getting targeted down. The one really hurt one's getting targeted down. It may barely get out, but with this other Queen coming in, looks like EGIdra will be just fine. Spore Crawler completes as well. This Void Ray is going to barely escape with its life, and in the midst of all this, we do see that WhiteRa has thrown down a few more gateways, and he's continuing Void Ray production. Huh. He's continuing Void Ray production. He's getting down his Robo. No inkling of a third quite yet, but look at the wall up. Now we're seeing him going for a wall up, and actually a really creative one at that. He's making it 1 Zealot wide right in between this pylon and the Nexus. I don't think an Archon can fit through this. I believe everything else can. Immortals should be able to. Stalkers can. I believe Immortals and Stalkers are pretty much the same size, but now we're having Zealots and Sentry Stalkers being warped in. This Stalker's going to die. There's no way that's going to be allowed to escape. Yeah, you can see how EGIdra targeting it down, and it's going to go for the Sentry too. Nice pick off there, and notice how EGIdra once again doesn't use many links, but there is that third also being scouted. So EGIdra's going to see this very fast third too. 10 minutes. Is a pretty solid time off a Forge Fast Expand for this. I mean, on Antigua, it's a little easier to go for that third because it's already encased, but we see WhiteRa about to wall this off with gateways. But as of right now, you see the Void Rays are moving around, doing a little bit of damage, not a ton. Notice how they've basically just killed off very little. Mostly Lings have really been lost. Yeah, maybe a Queen or 2, but mostly it's just Lings. But now we have this Ling Roach force, and look at where it's just putting them. He's probably just assuming that WhiteRa's going to wall us off, but wow, that's so weird. Is there? Yeah, look at that. The Nexus is rallied over there. That's unfortunate. But now WhiteRa is getting hit hard. He's not able to get this wall off. There are not very many units here to defend. There are only 3 Warp Gates, it seems, available for WhiteRa, and he is getting kind of wrecked right now. Is actually being greedy, and it's not paying off. It's just coming in at the right time, at the right angle. WhiteRa hasn't been able to wall this area off. This third is now done, but these gateways are going to be useless. We just have the 3 Void Rays here to defend, but this Nexus is going to fall. We have more units coming down for EGIdra, and a 4th base going down. Really nice expansion play by EGIdra to get this down, but this Nexus falls, and that is bad news for WhiteRa. That's bad news indeed. Bad news Bears. But there we have an Immortal. It's going to help out a lot against the Roaches, but honestly, EGIdra's done his job. He can really just pull back if he wants to. Looks like he wants to be a little pesky with the Lings, but that's not exactly a big worry. Luckily, though, WhiteRa's going to be able to wall this off. Oh, 1 more gateway right here. Well, actually, that might not be a... That might need a gateway and a pylon to wall that off. It's kind of unclear, but my mouse cursor seems to go farther than it should to try and gauge that. But there we have EGIdra. Look at his vision, too. He's been cut out of this area, but that's fine. His lair tech, he's got the road speed. His spire is actually up. We have a bunch of muse on the way. 3 more, and 10 are already completed. There we go. They're moving around. They're going to be doing a great job of surprising WhiteRa. WhiteRa has no idea. He hasn't been able to move in and get this guy, but now he's fully aware of the fact that mutas are in existence because he's just lost his 3 main beefy units of his army. EGIdra's twice the food of WhiteRa, and EGIdra is commanding this. WhiteRa is unfortunately going for Colossi, which is one of the worst things you can do, really, against mutas in this position. They're good if you have warding of the mutas and get a ton of Blink Stalkers to complement them, sentries for Guardian Shields, and cannons to help defend, but WhiteRa has none of that. These are Blinkless Stalkers. I don't even think a Twilight Council is on the field, but he did get out of Phoenix to try and be good, but ooh, 1 Phoenix is great and all against mutas, but it's hard to control that well. We see him pumping out these guys, but notice he can't even research any of those things, mainly showing the fact that he doesn't have a Twilight Council on the field. So EGIdra's now got 4 bases completely up and running. WhiteRa has just now completed his 3rd. He's going to be able to make use of it, but he hasn't even rallied it. He's definitely being pressured by EGIdra to a large extent, and the muted count is just increasing. Look at 4 are coming in all on top of these 15. This is going to be really unfortunate, especially because that +1 air attack is going to be done in literally 5 seconds. Now you have a lot of Lings coming in. Those Lings have the Carapace 1 upgrade, and there's no +2 attack. And look at all of them streaming in. There's so many. There are no Zealots, too. There could be a few force fields coming down, but this is overwhelming force. I really don't think that WhiteRa has much of a life after this. He's going to lose everything. This Colossus is getting a lot of kills. Look at that, 15 kills. It's just 17 kills, but the problem is that these Lings are going to clean up the anti-air Stalkers. The one Phoenix is alive, and that's wonderful and all, but look at these mutas. They're just happily taking away the meteor ground forces of WhiteRa, and WhiteRa is going to hold, but for how long? EGIdra's got 190 food, WhiteRa only 76. WhiteRa is trying to actually get out some more things, but look at this. His fleet beacon's going down. He's trying to even use the range for the Phoenixes to help him out against those mutas, because they're doing a lot of damage, but who cares? EGIdra's just going to take a 5th. I mean, why not? He's in such a commanding lead as it is. There's no reason not to. Look at the presence of his creep moving along the map. For the fun of it, yeah, he's hitting a ton of buttons. There's 214 APM there, with the new actual APM as opposed to the old, annoyingly low APM. We have a large force of these mutas coming in. We even have the other upgrades for the ground coming along. The 2-2 for those roaches come in and burrow as well. But look at this. There's no wall, and now it's just going to be able to wreck this probe line completely and utterly. These Phoenixes are moving in, but there is the GG and the well played. The fleet beacon does not even get to complete. Very unfortunate for that, but still, that was a really cool game. Both those players played quite well, and I'm happy to say that EGIdra played a great game. He did a great game. ZVP, I know, is his weakest matchup, and WhiteRa is no meek opponent. And EGIdra came in at the perfect time to take advantage of that Forge Fast Expands, the 3rd base off the Forge Fast Expand of WhiteRa. And that shows Metal to be a really vulnerable map in that area. As that 10-minute timing, it's dangerously close to that period of time where the Zerg has that is just so close to getting max army. Protoss is more like around 100, 120 food if they're being more solid and trying to be greedy, and it's a very precarious moment for PvZ. And WhiteRa took a lot of damage because of that. EGIdra came in a great time, shut down that 3rd, and from then on, EGIdra just expanded and kept getting more and more and more ahead. He didn't just go, boom, kill time. He went, cool, I just increase my lead time. I get more expansions out. I spread creep. I put a lot of pressure, and WhiteRa was so pushed back, didn't have an observer for scouting, and EGIdra took beautiful advantage of that. So, well played. Thank you guys both for playing and sharing the replay, too. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to pull up some more WhiteRa videos, if I can speak. So, thank you very much.